Good afternoon and welcome to DT Lesson 2. You need something to write with and write on, so pause the screen and get that for me as quick as you can. Okay, we're going to start with our knowing more, remembering more. So the first question is, all sources of light are powered by electricity. All sources of light are powered by electricity. Is that true or false? Pause the screen and write down your answer. Question 2, which of these features below are not always needed for a lamp? Which of these features below are not always needed for a lamp? Is it A, a light bulb, B, wires, C, switch, or D, batteries? A, light bulb, B, wires, C, switch, or D, batteries? And the final question is, name two sources of light. Name two sources of light. Pause the screen and write down your answers. And let's see how you did. So the first answer is actually false. All sources of light are not powered by electricity. Some are powered naturally. For example, you have the sun, and the sun is not powered by electricity. Question 2, the answer was batteries. Some lamps are powered by electricity that comes directly from a plug socket. And question 3, name two sources of light. You could have had light bulb, sun, TV, phone, lamp, torch, and some others. So well done. Now, our lesson objective for today is to create a design for a night light. So we're going to create a design for a night light. Can you write that down? That's down in your books for me. Pause the screen if you need to. So vocabulary that will come across today, words that you know, energy source, energy source. And keywords that you will meet, my turn, your turn, design specification, design specification, and aesthetics, aesthetics. Good job. Here are some key concepts that we know. We know that lights have different designs depending on their function. We also know that lights are used in the dark and lights can be used for decorative purposes. Key concepts that we will meet today are designers carry out research to get ideas, and we create a design specification to determine what our products need to include. So why is a night light needed? Can you think about that? Why do we need night lights? When designing new products, it's important to look at similar ideas that are already on the market. Why do we do this? Pause the screen and think about it. Why do we look at existing products before we start designing new ones? Let's research some existing products. So, what you're going to do is you're going to research on your own using the internet or maybe some books or any nightlights that you know of or have owned. 3 nightlights, okay? So you're going to include pictures of your top 3 nightlights. And then you need to comment about the aesthetics and why it would be appealing to a young child. So what does a nightlight look like? How is it appealing to a young child? For example, you may have seen a butterfly nightlight. Okay, how is that appealing to a young child? It may be appealing because it doesn't have a bright glow. It may be appealing because it's colorful. Okay, so you really need to have a good look out there, see what kind of night lights there are. You're going to draw 3 pictures and then you're going to comment about the night lights and say what you find appealing about them. So when we're looking at the design specification, this tells us what our product is and what it needs to include. So our design specification needs to be appealing to a young child. It needs to be safe to use. It can't have any sharp edges, and it needs to have a lampshade or light covering, and it needs to have an electrical circuit, which includes bulbs, wires, and the switch. So today, what you're going to do is you're going to draw and label your design for your night light, and you will need to think about who it's for, how you will control it, and how you will decorate it. You need to make sure you include everything from the design specification to make your design. Okay, so if you need to, you can go back on this recording and look at this as and look at the design specification to make sure that it fits your design and your design is successful. So here, I want you to go onto Purple Mash and print out this sheet for me. Here is your layout for how you're going, where you're going to put your design idea. So you have two spaces for design idea 1 and design idea 2. You need to identify who your nightlight is for. Is it for a child? How old is the child going to be who is going to use this? What features will it have? What features will it have? For example, a switch, a shade. The first features will be the design. Okay, so is it going to look like a panda? Is it going to look like a butterfly? So on and so forth. What will it be made from? Now you need to think very carefully of materials that are easily accessible. Okay, what size will it be and what decorative features will it have? Again, thinking of decorative features that we can have access to, for example, sequins or ribbon. I wouldn't say something like diamonds, because we can't get hold of diamonds, they're very expensive. So we need to be realistic in our designing. So what I want you to do once you've designed that is you're going to show me, or you're going to write a note for me when you post your work and tell me how you felt this went. Okay, so you're going to evaluate how it went. Once you finish this activity, you're going to go onto Purple Mash for me and complete the to-do for Design and Technology Week 2. Thank you, and I will see you next week.